Hold on, wait, Sherell.
Brother, you wanted to give you a haircut for free? I had to bust down a 40 ball for you? You
didn't bust down nothing. Stop lying.
3-year-old barber.
Show us where you paid your brother. Show us. You just said you paid him. Show us. Show us. Show us. You just said you paid your brother $40 for my haircut. Show us.
Sherell, send the money first. Send the information first. Get money.
He know my Zelle. Fuck him, bro.
Okay, so can you?
How do I know her cell if I don't have sales? She's lying. She's trying to prolong this. Bitch, hurry up so you can get this money.
Hey, it's a phone number, bro.
On nowhere else, and I bet my bottom dollar on that.
Wait, it's a phone number. The Zelle information
She's such a sick individual. She will not speak to me in person. That's why she want to do this internet clout stuff. I'm sending my mom your phone number to send it to.
Sherell, it's Sherell.
Bro.
Sherell, it's
Sherell won't clout. Sherell won't clout. Sherell mad and she won't clout. Sherell won't clout. Sherell won't clout.
Sherell, it's your Zelle number, your phone number.
I'm sick.
It's your Zelle. Sherell, it's go fuck it. You gonna get the 1,000. Fuck it. Fuck it.
Shut her up real quick so I can talk.
You know okay. If you wanted to give me that money, you would have pulled up to my spot. Mr. I don't drive. Mr. I don't drive.
No.
But you'll drive for a nigga to
You know I don't drive.
You'll drive to go pick up some.
Being friends with her? She said yes. So send me your brother's Zelle information.
Do we truly understand what's at the heart of this scandal surrounding the Dallas area restaurant tour stop of famed critic Keith Lee at an unprepared North Dallas food truck?
Keith Lee is officially in Dallas. So I asked him for help and come to visit my mom's food truck to hopefully turn it around. She is an award-winning pastry chef, and she is a culinary chef. She has 2 degrees. We are just from Milwaukee, and here in Dallas, it's kind of hard with the marketing because we don't know our way even around yet.
Well, we here. I got it. Let's try it and rate it 1 to 10. He spent $80.11.
Before we left, we went in and had a conversation with the mom, and we thanked everybody for having us. Me and the mama prayed together, and we left with a $4,000 tip behind. God, it's amazing.
I appreciate y'all for having us. I see y'all giving out haircuts and doing braids. So we want to leave $1,000 for the barber so we can cut everybody here for free. We want to leave you $1,000 because we put the hair. We want to leave you $2,000. Yeah, everything. So say you charge my barber $4,000 and y'all give me however y'all feel. I appreciate it. Absolutely.
Did her son Trey expose his friend Sherell as masterminding all of this controversy for clout?
Okay, that video was recorded yesterday, so let me tell y'all more about this. My first question to Sherell: if your brother didn't want to cut the hair for the money, okay, and he was still going to get the money as soon as it's either clear or I could get to the bank out of my personal account and get it to him, why did you go on the internet? The whole discrepancy was her brother wanted the money without working for it. So we can't afford to pay another barber. So it was like, I thought she would understand. But no. She needed this situation to blow up and have a story time to talk about. So she like, oh no. He want his money. He not working for it. And y'all finna give it to him now. Or we going online and telling everybody. Why are you still in town and you said you couldn't cut hair today? It's now closing the business, and you're here, so you were here all day. You could have came and cut the hair. You could have came and $8,000. It was no excuse. Why are you here? Go play in somebody else's face. Go lie about somebody else on the internet. But stop using Keith Lee to get attention. It's literally making me look bad. Like, literally, it's all this whole thing is because of me. So now she getting all this clout because she's trying to use my... Well, that was the whole reason I was around being your friend anyways. I literally been telling her, I feel like you're not my real friend. I feel like you're not my real friend. We've been having this talk. I will show you all the text messages. I feel like you haven't been there for me. Like, what's going on with you? Now I know she was never a real friend. She was waiting around for some type of moment. And the first chance she got, she showed her ass. If everything was solved, your brother was getting the money without having to work for it, just like he wanted. Why on the internet? The only thing I want to know, if your brother was getting the money, as soon as this cleared, if this is the thing I even offered, if it take too long to clear, if it take 4 or 5 days, I'ma go to the bank as soon as I can send it to you. Why go on the internet? Why? Why is everybody talking about us? Why are we Miss Netta and Charles right now? Why? Why? For clout. For this girl wants some clout. So if y'all think that her brother deserves that money without working for it, like Keith Lee said, then y'all delusional and y'all just some Sherell fans, because that makes no sense. And the fact that we was gonna pay her brother and still pay another barber so we don't disappoint the community, and that's still not good enough for y'all, what y'all want us to do? Like, get out of here. Y'all just want drama and chaos and confusion around this.
Or did Sherell expose his mom as a dishonest businesswoman?
A lot of y'all was on my live when he said this.
I see y'all giving out haircuts.
My little brother, yeah.
We want to leave $1,000 to the barber so he can cut everybody.
Oh, that's my little brother. He went to go pick up my baby brother from school.
We want to leave you $1,000 to cut hair. We want to leave you $2,000.
And granted, everything was cool, right? Me being me and thinking everybody else is going to have the same genuine heart as me, I charged him $4,000 on his car, meaning all the money went to the food truck in hopes that she would do what she needed to do, right? Wrong. So after everything had died down, mind you, on top of him tipping $4,000, this man left an extra $886 to feed everybody else that was coming, right? Right. But this is where she went wrong. I'm in the truck, mind you, I'm a worker. This is your business, so I'm doing what you say. She tell me after this person, which is a third person, that you got to start charging again. Now, it's one thing when he say I'm leaving this for free and for somebody to come and order like one of everything on the menu and try to get both desserts and drinks and shit. Like, yeah, you can put a limit on that. But if this man left you almost $1,000, why the fuck did you stop handing free food out after the third person? Instagram, and did you see if your money cleared? You can keep the money that was left for me, but my brother is preparing to leave and go back home, and I'm unsure how he'll get it once he leaves. Granted, all I had to do was send it to her, or she could have sent it to him, whatever. She said, please call me back so an agreement can be made. But before we even got to those messages, she called me and she was just like, well, I didn't invite your brother to come out there and cut hair. I didn't invite you. My son invited you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give $1,000 to my son and he'll give y'all whatever it is he see fit out of there. Hold on, ma'am. Hold on. Now, I did you a solid by saying I get money. When I opened my eyes this morning, I had a deposit for $1,500. You get what I'm saying? And I made money since. So I told you to keep my money, but I was more so pressed about the issue of my brother. Keith Lee don't know my brother. My brother don't know Keith Lee. My brother don't know any of y'all out here. But when you gave him the green light to post his flyers, after he cut both of your sons' head, yes, they paid. He wasn't cutting nobody's hair for free. Who the fuck put that out there? If you cutting hair for free, why are you posting flyers with prices? You get what I'm saying? They had to pay. Of course they had to pay. The two people hair that he cut was both of the owner's sons. So why the fuck would he be giving the owner's sons, whose mom is getting visited by Keith Lee, free cuts? You get what I'm saying? Because it was never advertised. But then I later found out my friend had said he assumed that he was giving free cuts. No, he pulled up to the area because he saw it as an opportunity because we couldn't make it to Jonathan's shop to meet him in time. No one. Y'all didn't hear it on my face. Y'all didn't see it on my platform. Y'all didn't hear it out my brother's mouth say, I'm giving free cuts, pull up to the spot. Do you know how many people would have pulled up? Keith Lee probably was under the assumption, hell yeah, he didn't even say it. Let's be honest. Keith Lee didn't even say, oh, I'm giving you $1,000 because. He said, I'm giving you $1,000 so you can go and get free haircuts. But bitch, we couldn't even make it out there to get free haircuts because you tripping over $2,000. Now the brother is from Louisiana. My brother is a self-taught barber. He went and got his license just so he can work in a shop. And when he come out here and he posting up with all of his shit outside and he's saying, yo, I'm selling haircuts, your sons come down and they sit in there, and then you gonna sit there and have a nerve to tell me Keith Lee don't understand. Y'all not even a part of the brand. So I don't feel inclined to give you the money. Bitch, fuck you. Fuck you, bro. Like, I'm not what's right. I came out there and I helped you for free. I stood in that little bitty ass, hot ass motherfucking food truck to help you because my friend asked me to. And this is the thanks that I get? I couldn't even get a thank you from you at the end of the day, bro. All of a sudden you wake up, you got workers. I wanted to leave you $1,000 for doing braids. Wanted to leave $1,000 to the barber so he can cut everybody's hair for free. By the time Keith Lee left, your motherfucking ass closed the shop down. So the goal was for him to return today, right? But you look my brother dead in his eyes last night when he came to spend money at your establishment and told him, you missed your blessing, but I got the money that Keith Lee gave you. I'm going to give it to you when my money clears. But today you wake up and you singing a different tune. And we want to tip you $2,000. So at what point of it do you feel like you can play God and step in the way and say, oh, I'm going to block this blessing from this young black man who's trying and do what I want to do? And you think your shit going to prosper? Baby, I'm going to make it my personal mission to see that nobody will see sweetly seasoned. You hear me? I don't care if I gotta post up on every block that you own and make protest videos. You do understand that a lot of these people wanted to come out and see my face. Do you hear it in the live? Is that Sherell? Is that Sherell? You get what I'm saying? I am the clout, bro. I'm the clout. And I'm pissed off and I'm really agitated at the fact that your motherfucking ass sat there 2 days ago and said how your family treated you, how this person, that person, and that person treated you, and I don't know you from a can of motherfucking paint. And I got up on my bed and I came to help you, and this is the thanks I get? Bitch, I ain't even get a real fucking thank you. And with all due respect, Keith Lee, I did not want to bring you into this shit, but you did your part, so now I gotta do mine. The S effect is in full effect, and I'm on your ass. For sure. When he said this.
I see y'all giving out haircuts.
My little brother, yeah.
We want to leave $1,000 to the barber so he can cut everybody.
Oh, that's my little brother. He went to go pick up my baby brother.
Being friends with her? She said yes. So send me your brother's Zelle information. Or I'm going to send her your brother's number.
Wait.
My brother don't have Zelle. I have Zelle. My brother has Apple Pay and Cash App. You know that.
Wait. Is it your phone number or is your
How
email?
do I know anything about your fat ass brother?
Oh shit.
Stop trying to act like I've ever met him, bro. This the same brother I've never met in my life. Never.
Watch this entire video to find out. There might just be a plot twist, so stay tuned and like this video, and please subscribe for business advice that can help you avoid these kinds of scandals. Now, as promised in the short reel video we did as we learned about this scandal, here's the first of 2 videos covering that fallout first, and then the Dallas Black Business Code of Conduct and Ethics is coming after this one that will serve as a blueprint for holding all black businesses accountable regardless of skin folk, right? Where we don't criticize each other. I've been planning this anyway for some time, so now seems to be a good time to do it. Sometimes if criticism is constructive, it can help us grow. But let's quickly summarize the scandal in a few short clips, then I'll come back with my analysis and advice for a Sweetly Seasoned, the name of the food truck in question based in North Dallas. I want all black businesses to pay attention and learn. Now, the son, Trey, might be over-villainized by a lot of us out here as he explains the miscommunication in one of his clips. Here's his clip again.
Let me tell y'all more about this. My first question to Sherell. If your brother didn't want to cut the hair for the money, okay, and he was still going to get the money as soon as it's either clear or I could get to the bank out of my personal account and get it to him, why did you go on the internet? The whole discrepancy was her brother wanted the money without working for it. So we can't afford to pay another barber, so it was like, I thought she would understand, but no. She needed this situation to blow up and have a story time to talk about. So she like, oh no, he want his money, he not working for it, and y'all finna give it to him now. We're going online and telling everybody. Trey, you want to get on?
Now, I don't wish anything bad on this food truck lady's business, but I want to use the fallout from this unnecessary Keith Lee scandal in Dallas. Understanding the importance of marketing, promotion, and public relations is important for public-facing businesses of all sizes. Failing to understand this is the reason over 95% of new businesses fail within the first year. Before I go any further though, let me advise all future small restaurants that Keith Lee visits. Stay off social media if things go wrong like this. It's better to say nothing than to respond in a gaslighting, tone-deaf way that can backfire and significantly damage your brand, reputation, and business. In this case, the wishes of Keith Lee were clear regarding how to split the tip, right? In case some don't understand, a tip is a voluntary gesture to express gratitude. It is not your operating income. in this case. The reasons she used to justify not abiding by his wishes clearly indicates she confuses the concept of a tip with the concept of operating income, which is an honest mistake perhaps, though some think it's deliberate, possibly due to greed. Who knows? I don't know her heart, but it looks greedy from the outside, right? So let's say Keith Lee racked up a bill that came out to be the amount of the tip, right? Then she would be correct in her rationale. I mean, it's obviously he's paying for what she delivered, right? However, that's not the case. He paid money on top of what he already paid, right? So it was in addition. His tip is more like how we leave a will, expressing how we want our assets distributed into our heirs once we pass on from here, right? We then appoint an executor to make sure our wishes are carried out once we're gone. This is exactly the same principle she should have applied to the wishes of Keith Lee. It's unconditional, but she failed to do so, resulting in loss of trust by the public. This is a nightmare for any business as it results in loss of business, which can collapse that business, right? Since Keith Lee gave her mostly praise for her food, he said she didn't need all that sauce on the ribs, for instance, for example. We can safely assume she makes a pretty good product. And since she's the only cook, an award-winning chef at that, she wasn't prepared for the scale of promotion Keith Lee brought her. He was like a hurricane. This is understandable, as I'm sure many of the restaurants he visits aren't ready. Keith gave her good advice on how to upgrade her brand by emphasizing the menu online and at her truck, and also to upgrade the website itself to match her brand, right? To make that brand consistent. But all of that goodwill went down the drain in a sea of miscommunication once she decided to ignore what Keith Lee specifically instructed her to do with the money. He then said she can distribute it any way that makes sense, but not conditional. It's unconditional. She kind of missed that part. Her and her son took that to mean she didn't have to give the money at all. So imagine he told her to give the money to the barber and Sherell, of course, up front. Then he's going to turn around and say, well, don't give him the money. Does that make any sense? Common sense says he meant for you to distribute the money, by some kind of method, whichever is convenient for everybody involved, but still give them the money, right? So anyway, if he told you to give the money to them, why assume it meant you didn't have to give the money at all? Then the mom and son put Sherell and her brother, the barber, on blast. Oh my goodness. Why did they do this? As if they did something wrong, the brother and Sherell. This is sad, as the son Trey had invited Sherell, his friend, to help in the first place. To Trey's defense, he mentions that he did not hear all the back and forth between his mom, Sherell, and Keith Lee. What he further explains, if I'm correct, that the barber did not want to cut hair for free, meaning since he was from New Orleans and was headed back home that day, he did not want to wait to get paid when the money clears. That makes sense, right? If you think about this from a business credit standpoint, it really does kind of make sense. How much does it cost to cut a lot of men's hair out of pocket? Can the barber trust the mom to pay him? If she doesn't pay up, then he's out of a lot of money. To help, Trey offered to pay him out of his own account, but the problem was he had to go to the bank itself to go get the money because his card was stolen, he said. But because Keith arrived right around the time his bank closed at 5, he wasn't able to make it. He would pay when the bank reopens the next day, which defeats the purpose, right? The barber had to leave that day. This is the core of the problem triggering Sister Sherell to go off on the food truck lady and her son, Trey. Now, Trey asserts Sherell took to social media for clout because they intended to pay once the money clears. Him and his mom intended to pay. And apparently he's saying that Sherell either ignored that deliberately to mastermind this whole thing or, that kind of thing. However, as we all now know, there are clips of his mom saying Sherell and her brother don't deserve the money. So that kind of confuses things. But what everyone is missing is that there is no business agreement between the food truck, Sherell, and who was basically a one-day worker invited by the lady's son, Trey, and her brother, the barber from out of town. So you got like 3 parties to this, makeshift agreement at the last minute. And as you see, it fell apart real quick. Without this contract expressed in writing or some kind of form, and even if it's informal, how can anyone trust each other? Where's the trust going to be based on? It's all based on word of mouth, right? The barber can't just front all the money to cut hair until the money clears, especially if he has to go out of town. Trey admitted due to his bank closing soon and his card being stolen, he didn't have immediate money to front the barber, which is called business credit, right? Then the food truck lady herself knowingly or unknowingly misconstrued Keith Lee's instructions because she had no contract with the barber or Sherell. Out of some fairness to her, it was probably all overwhelming at the last minute, especially being the only one cooking for a lot of people all that afternoon, right? Perhaps she was mentally and physically exhausted by the time she spoke publicly, which is why it's best to say nothing until your mind clears. The problem is going to be there regardless. So take your time to unwind and then analyze the situation. This is an embarrassment, right? For all the honest black businesses in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Not saying the food truck lady is dishonest, as I think she was simply unprepared and unmatched for the Hurricane Keith Lee blowing through town when she least expected it, right? How would your business have done if the equivalent of a Keith Lee suddenly popped up on you with your pants down, right? That's why partnering with seasoned businessmen like myself is important, so that you can call us for emergency business advice before a small misunderstanding balloons into a worldwide scandal that threatens your business and sometimes your very life. I'm hearing she's receiving death threats, which is uncalled for, right? So she just used poor judgment at the last minute, right? That came across as dishonest and even greedy to many. In 2024, this is the year that Cat Williams talked about. We're exposing all bad business practices and praising the good ones. I want to see us succeed, but we're going to leave the bad business practices behind. I highly recommend this food truck lady do PR damage control ASAP, but it might be too late. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of viral videos getting like 1 million views, hundreds of thousands of views. It's a disaster. Keith Lee brings so much attention that if you are questionable or unethical, your business can disappear in seconds. Okay, continue. I'm about to wrap this up. At about the 20-minute mark of the Carlus King video, that's a popular YouTube channel, the food truck lady is the biggest gaslighter when she calls Sherell a scammer. Oh boy. Again, as I said earlier, if you have a business that gets blessed with major news or social media exposure and something goes wrong like this, stay off social media. Take a deep breath and come up with a PR damage control strategy first. Humble and honest. If you can afford it, hire a PR pro. If not, just remember thousands upon thousands of people will watch or read your post, whatever you talk about in public, like they did in this food truck scandal. If you decide to respond to negative feedback, always, always, always be humble and honest. That's the foundation of your PR strategy. Use a heartfelt apology to your advantage, even if you think you're right. The only time you want to be extra careful about a public apology is if it might put you in legal jeopardy. In this case, there was no legal jeopardy, so a simple apology followed by quick action to pay the money according to Keith Lee's instructions would have squashed this nightmare on the spot and saved her brand. A successful apology for her could have been something like this. Let me clear my throat. Quote, "First, on behalf of myself, my beloved son, and my food truck business, I want to sincerely apologize to Sherell, her brother, and to you, our customers and fans. I honestly made a mistake in misunderstanding how the very generous Keith Lee wanted his tip to be paid out to Sherell and her brother, both of whom stepped up to help my business when I needed the most. I fumbled the ball, and now I want to make things right. Finally, I want to thank Keith Lee once again for blessing my food truck with his appearance, which itself is worth thousands of dollars. We will also consider implementing his criticism to improve our brand and make it easier to order my delicious food that he enjoyed a lot. I thank all those new and existing customers who showed up, and we invite you all to come back in the future. Thank you and take care," unquote. And there it is. Something like that would have turned things around quickly and made people forget what happened. But instead, to many people, it seems like the food truck lady made up her own rules to go against what Keith Lee said, specifically told her to do, right? The son Trey did very well to get Keith Lee's attention for his mom's truck, and I applaud him for that. But his negative comments and hers against Sherell and her brother shows why it's important to be ready for success at any time by understanding the fundamentals of business, especially agreements. Some agreements don't have to be all formal. You don't need a lawyer for everything. Just write it down on a napkin or enter it as notes in your phone. Trey probably didn't think about a contract because he just wanted his friend Sherell to help his mother out. Sherell should have also thought about whipping up a quick contract herself, as she is well aware that there is that lag until the money clears. Until then, who's fronting the business credit? It's unfair to expect the barber to front all that money. How is Sherell to get paid as an advance against accounts payable? You know, the accounts payable of the food truck. Sherell was willing to forgo all that just as long as her brother got paid, which is good. Which again goes back to fronting his money until the money clears. Plus the food truck lady's unwillingness to promise the money will be paid unconditionally. Remember, she made those conditions earlier. They didn't deserve it, or something like that. Despite her misunderstandings. Also, marketing and PR are very important, as the mom and son are both inadvertently destroying what was once a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to scale their business rapidly. Really, all they had to do was be honest and humble, once again, 2 important H words, and that's enough to sustain and grow the brand. So, what are your thoughts? Who's right, who's wrong here? Comment below and be sure to follow us here and on our YouTube channel today. Until the next video, brothers and sisters, take care.